Welcome to the Manager Matt podcast show. The show is designed to give you solutions to your day-to-day management and leadership problems. It's hosted by Matthew Haddock, a frontline manager and leader with over 25 years of experience. If you're ready, then let's get on with the show.
Hi and welcome to the Manager Matt podcast show. This show is designed to give you actionable and practical help and advice which will improve your management skills and get you the results you desire. Make sure, if you haven't already, take the time to subscribe to the show so you'll never miss an episode and share it so everyone else can enjoy it. Now, with any more delays, let's get on with this week's show. Life itself can feel out of control. With work, home, family, social lives, it can merely feel that everything around you is moving at 100 miles an hour. It's a very stressful thing to be when you're stood there and thinking everything's going on. And of course, some of those things are out of your hands and some of them are. And so when it looks at the aspects of what can be in your control and what can't be in your control, it can really weigh on you. You can have those terrible sleepless nights where your brain is turning over and over again about things that have happened, or worries. You start to worry about what happened in the past. You worry about something that you may have said or done. You worry about the future, what it could hold, what could happen. And before you know it, you've lost the day because you're so worried about what is going on. I think today's cast, I want to look at what can you as a leader actually control. When I was younger and down the ranks as an apprentice, I looked up to my managers and thought they knew everything, thought they controlled everything. They looked successful, they had the car, they had the clothes, they had everything you thought as being a success. I thought they controlled everything. Everything they did was in their hands. But of course, over time and through promotions, you start to realise what is inside your control and what's outside your control. And as soon as you get to the point of knowing those divisions, then you can start to help and improve yourselves. So what is control? What actually do we have control of? The weather is obviously out of our control completely. Not something we can really affect. But there's other things that are not as practical as that are out of our control. The past, it is done. It is finished. You cannot affect it. Now, you can re-badge it. You can look at your past and say that negative occurrence. You can repaint that of how positive it can be, and that's a good way of doing it. Some therapists use that to repaint your past because you think it's been a negative. But actually, when you re-look at it, it's a positive, or could be seen more as a positive. Still out of your control. The future, totally out of your control. You can plan, and you should plan, and you can make arrangements and you can advance yourself, but it's out of your control. The future has so many variables that you can change direction so many times. So the future is out of your control. The actions of others, again, you can help people, you can try to get them, but they're an individual. Those actions of those people is completely out of your control. You cannot directly affect that person, so you can't panic and worry about it because you can't control it. The same as the opinions of others. You hopefully, as a leader, listen to this cast. You're a nice person. You do the right things day in, day out. But their opinions, you can only try to affect. You cannot control. You can positively affect them and make sure you look like a competent person who delivers on time, does the right thing, not just the what's but the how's. But their opinions of you could be completely different. Again, out of your control. What's happening around you in that environment? You get in your car maybe every day, you get in a train or a bus, or you even walk down the street. What's happening around you? You can try to scan, monitor and watch out for risks and threats. But if somebody ploughs into you, completely blindsides you, you can't control that. There's nothing you can do. That person pulls out in front of you. You control your reaction, but you can't control the person. And of course, the outcomes of others. You know, what are their effects on you? The outcomes of the changes that are made inside political circles, the changes in economy. Probably, most of you, it's going to be completely out of your control. And also one of the big things, how others take care of themselves. You might want to try to get people to change. You might want to control somebody's diet and fitness habits or the way that they act on social media, but you can't That's theirs. It's out of your control. And as soon as you start thinking that way, the stuff that's out of your control is out of your control, the more you start to feel peace. Because you then can look at what is in your control. And what's inside your control is things like how I handle challenges. When a challenge comes along, how do I handle it? It's definitely in my control how I can handle that challenge. How do I push myself forward to be on the front foot? How do I educate, make sure I've got the things I need? You can, in your control, definitely the goals you set yourself. And that's a goal against yourself. If it's in the gym, it's doing one more rep or a bit more weight. If it's outside, it's making sure you get things done on time. The goals, things that you're not as good at. Those are things in your control. How I speak to myself. When you're self-critical, and we've all done this, you start to mentally have a go at yourself. The things you say to yourself inside your head, you're not good at that, you're rubbish, you always make that mistakes, you can't do that, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too short, your hair's falling out. All that negativity is in your control. How you speak to yourself, you never speak to anybody else that way. Think of it that way around. How and what I give my energies to, again in your control. How much time you spend. So if you're being soaked up in a negative social media or negative people around you, then that's where you're giving your energy to. When you start to control that, then you take back the control of where I want my energy to be. And if that's in the good things, then that's where you're going to be. So again, in your control, inside there. Your boundaries. What you want to share with others is in your control. How much you want them people in there is in your control. And the last thing, your thoughts and actions are definitely in your control. Are you the person who cuts out on someone? That's in your control. Are you the person who thinks that negative thoughts, again, in your control? The way that you act around people is in your control. Out of your control, past and future. In your control, present, now, and how I think. Well, that's it for this week, and thanks for listening as ever. If you've got any thoughts on the show, both good and bad, please give us your feedback to managermattpodcast@gmail.com. Answer all my own emails. I'd love to engage on new and old topics. And as we've just talked about, the things that are in your control is sending me your feedback. There's something. And one last thing, what have you learned today, or what have you thought about today? Thoughts and words can be cheap. Actions drive the world. So please, take some action. Well, that's it for Manager Matt this week. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for listening to this Manager Matt podcast. We hope you found it interesting, helpful and actionable. One last thing, please leave a quick review on iTunes or with your podcast provider, as it helps to spread the word of Manager Matt. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the podcast. And if you did like anything in particular, send an email to managermattpodcast@gmail.com or visit managermatt.co.uk for more content. Feedback is a gift, so let's keep giving. See you next week.